things change. But at least everybody has the same picture at the same time. Another area that I really like is this one is done from a workflow perspective. Before we let any contracts, we have to get approval. And I cannot tell you, even within the headquarters, how many people have to see that service request requirement. And then it has to be validated and prioritized by the G3, and then revalidated at the G level before you put in a 1-to-N level. This form went from being a paper copy and getting lost most of the time at somebody's desk because everybody was processing, thousands at a time to get approval to let a services contract, to workflow. Everybody has visibility, and guess what else we saw? Oh wait, they're doing the same kind of work. Maybe I can leverage theirs. We were able to reduce contract opportunities, use better contracts, get a better technical solution from a services perspective. Wow. Knowledge management based on knowing what your business requirement was, enabled by a technology that made it visible and discoverable to everybody who needed to see it. Wow. KM at work. Next chart. Again, this is going to go into a little bit more details about each of them. These charts will be made available. If anybody has any questions, we'll try to pin them in the technical area. I don't want to read these charts to you, but this just gives you the power of what's in them. Next. Process Quick. This was another great initiative, but we started this when we were doing the reset process, responsible reset. Bringing all the materials back from the AOR. Wow. We were able to document, everybody saw the same process, we collaborated on this, and this is how we deployed the Responsible Reset Task Force to the AOR. Wow. Using the technology, based on business rules and requirements, to get our job done. This was to me, the spoken hub that made that area very successful. So they were making visible, everybody said the same process at the same time, and their part was integrated in a collaborative way of these efforts. Very good opportunity. Knowledge management at work. Next chart. Everybody does weak sum significant events. This was another area that we were able to do and consolidate, post at the same time, not pass around, take up unneeded bandwidth. Everybody knew where it was. You knew when you got an update. And now the team is extended down to the MSCs. A new requirement from the new SGS that came on board is they were spending a week, filtering, consolidating, collecting all the MSC executive summary significant acts that were coming from all the subordinate commands to the headquarters. A lot of paper, a lot of work, and then shorten them and rewrite them. You wouldn't get through. This was a dedicated 3 people, take an entire week to get it finished and get it approved before you were in the next cycle. Now everybody posts there. You can rewrite or save for a different week, and it automatically consolidates the further it goes up. Wow. If we just knew what the requirement was, now we do. Come to us, use the tools that we have. This makes go down to 1 person with a backup in 3 days. 3 days. Not bad. Not bad ROI. I wish I had time to write down all the hours on that one. That's a good one. Next chart. An asset tracker. We actually developed one to process hand receipts and things like that. A common thing. If anybody needs it, we'd be glad to share the code. Next chart. And this one I talked about earlier to get our service contract requests approved. Next. Okay. With that, I'm going to let Eric come up here and talk to you a bit. Before he gets started, gets to the technical piece of this and some of our challenges with the migration. Do I have any questions at this time? All right. Yes.
One quick
Can we get a mic?
Did you have mandatory use policies that you implemented to force?
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't pay him to say that either. We wanted to in one way, because we say, if you force them to do it, they'll do it. But I will tell you, in the end, if you don't bring a valuable product to them, you can write policy. I don't think you're going to get it any better. Because it's not on their performance appraisal, did you do it? How much did you do it? Did you get value added? what we've always said, and Dr. Samak has really set the pace and the bar on this, is if you bring a product to bear and you socialize it correctly, and you bring value added to that business partner, be it somebody in the headquarters staff or another subordinate command, they will use it. You don't have to make them. I thought they were going to have to make me use the BlackBerry, and I'll try to pry it out of my hands. All right? They didn't have to make a mandate. How many of you have BlackBerry? Anybody make you take it? At first, kind of, sort of. Now, would you let it go if you could? Okay, long day. Question?
Hey, speaking of the BlackBerry, do you have any mobile use for this, or is that still a nut you're trying to crack? Because one of the reasons email is so prevalent is because you can do it, with your BlackBerry from anywhere, anytime.
I think that is coming. One thing that is integrated into it now is that how many of you are familiar with telepresence, Office Communicator, where you can see if you're going on the portal, then by my name there's going to be a little pink dot today because I'm not online. But if I'm online, it's green. If I'm in a meeting, it's red. So you can see what my status is. Okay, you can flag, call me. We've got VoIP phones and VoCIP phones now that we have technology that integrate into that I could actually use that platform to do that. Not quite there with the mobile apps yet because of the security issues, but I believe it's coming. I believe it's coming, and that's why the team's been challenged to stay a generation ahead on configuration and technical platforms, so that when that is available to us, we can make the maximum use out of it. Good question. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
It's more of a comment, and I'm so glad to discover you. And
Could you wait for 1 moment, please? And could everyone else please wait so that the outliers can hear your questions? Thank you.
It's more of a comment. I'm so glad I discovered you. I knew this is all possible, but I'm so happy that knowing somebody else done it before me, so I could reuse as much as I can. Thank you very much for sharing.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Robert will be now taking up the technical session.
I have one more question, sorry, back there. I know that you guys have done a marvelous job here, and you got a good boss. One of the things that I heard in the last session that I was in this morning, though, is that we're all going to be migrating to the Army SharePoint.
Oh, good plug, good plug.
Are you, and how are you expecting that to go over? Because we would
I'm
really like to
expecting it to go
know.
over well, right? Where's NetCom and CIOGCs, right? That's what I was to say, right? No, seriously, our strategy originally, the platform and the configuration that we have today is scaled to 65,000 users. Our plan from an AMC headquarters perspective was to onboard the MSCs so they wouldn't have to invest their dollars in an individual SharePoint. So they could leverage what we have, and then they would have the autonomy that I described earlier. That was the plan, okay? But as technology changes, as structure changes, the Army has decided to partner with DISA, and DISA is going to deploy an enterprise SharePoint. And Army has asked us to work with them to assess what it would take for us to migrate over to that instance, as well as NetCom. Do I have anybody from NetCom here? They're actually in the staging area right now. And so we're looking at what it would take to do that. So can't really speak any more to it than that, but we're looking at it because guess what? It wouldn't behoove us to, again, if I'm touting that there's a master copy somewhere that we can leverage without repeating, then I wouldn't be drinking my own Kool-Aid if I said, oh, but I don't want to DISA, because they're not many, right? The thing you have to be careful for, and we're working with DISA, and they're very open to some of the services they didn't originally consider, to looking at, opening up the other services, because we do have such a dynamic environment now. I would hate to have brought this many people on and lose that, but they're very open and they're working with us very well, and I expect good things to go in that analysis and the testing going forward. Thank you for asking that, though, because I should have said that earlier.
Yeah, because it's not so much the fact that we finally got it so that they don't have to own their servers, so they don't really care where that's at. And I don't think that that's the problem for migrating. It's making sure that the services are there, and how do we migrate our data so that it fits into their data schemas.
Yeah, I think we have reached that culture area, even though sometimes I do get, my server, my stuff, every once in a while I kind of still there. But for the most part, economically, with the data consolidation efforts that are going on within the Army and the Department of Defense, the cuts in funding and personnel, we can't afford not to. We can't afford not to. Our challenge, from a functional perspective, operational capability perspective, is make sure that we don't lose service, especially the critical services that we need. Now, will it be exactly the same? I would doubt that. But make sure you know what your critical business areas are, and ensure those capabilities can be maintained in integrity with